Thanks for that, Katie. So lip sync battles have become very popular. We saw Lou and Mike try it out during the Players. They didn't do such a good job, but they
really
tried.
Good job.
Jimmy Fallon, it's like a recurring segment on his show. There's even a show dedicated to it, hosted by LL Cool J and Chrissy Teigen. Tomorrow, you have the chance to watch some local celebrities face off for their own lip sync battle while helping others who are battling lung disease. The American Lung Association is hosting its inaugural Lip Sync for Lungs Friday night. This sounds like so much fun. The 4 celebrity teams competing have costumes, set changes, the works. Now, one of the contestants is Matthew Malone, a trainer at Orange Theory Fitness. He started suffering from asthma at age 5, and his grandfather had emphysema.
Growing up with asthma, it was actually really tough because I actually played sports. I played baseball. I just remember running the bases, and it was like very, very difficult to like run the bases. Like I was just like completely out of breath. So obviously, like my parents took me to the doctor, and they said, "Hey, this kid's got asthma, so we got to give him some extra help."
Now, Matt is competing with a coworker of his, Bryant. Other participants are Jaguars' A.J. Can and financial planner Kendall Fordham, Jessica Morgan from the Jacksonville Moms blog, and realtor Gonzalo Mejia. Now, Karen Hughes is the executive director for the American Lung Association in Northeast Florida. She says she got the idea from the American Lung Association in Charleston, and she is so excited to make it a little bit different than normal this year.
Lung disease isn't something that always is top of mind and that people necessarily talk about, but we know that asthma affects children and causes them to miss school in our community. We know lung cancer is on the rise, especially in women, and so it's just really important for us to have this opportunity to create a really fun event for our community, but also to have the opportunity to educate people and to talk about people so they understand risk.
So it does sound like a fun event, and if you're interested in going, it's Friday night. You can buy tickets at lipsyncforlungsjax.org. We also have a link online right now at firstcoastnews.com. I know that was a lot.